Hey, all right there. We just started right before 7:01. Hey, folks, we're
Perfect.
actually on time. How's it going? Welcome to Dragon of Icespire Peak, presented by Quest and Chaos. Welcome to the chaos. It's where we just arrive on time and we do announcements in a timely fashion. So, before we get into tonight's game, we got some announcements. Got to shout out some of our friends. We got the Nerd Games. Nerd Games
I mean,
has
nerd, I
all
mean, I mean, nerd games would also work.
Nerd Games. Nord Games has all that supplementary material to make your game awesome. They got books, they got decks, they got dice towers, they got a whole bunch of other thingies, a plethora of thingies. So if you want to get some good old thingies that'll make your game thing awesome, check out the internet thing called nordgamesllc.com/3.html. That's our affiliate link. You buy stuff there, you help them out, you help us out. And if you use the coupon code chaotic20 at checkout, chaotic20 at checkout, you're going to get yourself 20% off. Another friend of the show, Andrea of the Burbs. Get those bird-themed and or Arizona-themed dice, custom dice made to reflect their hometown. And congratulations again on Zabibi. Yeah.
Yeah, she finally bothered to show up. 4 days after I left. That's just how it goes.
It's how it be. The baby shows up when the baby wants to show up.
It's
But
true.
speaking of words that start with B, I said baby, I said but. Birds of Paradise. You go to birdsofparadise.com. You use the coupon code chaotic at checkout. You're going to get yourself 15% off. Last friend of the show is D&D Beyond, the official online tool set of Dungeons and Dragons. They are an excellent tool for dungeon masters and players alike. Players having access to all the spells and customizations to do for their character sheets whenever they level up. We just leveled up to level 6. And for DMs, it has all the source books if you get the master level subscription to make finding all the information a lot easier. You pop that thing in the search bar that you're looking for and that thing just comes up. Also has the ability to easily make custom stuff like I just did. I made 3 custom things right before the show started because I'm great at planning. So check out dndbeyond.com. Good friend of the show, very helpful. And if we send them enough love, maybe they'll sponsor us. Mm-hmm. Speaking of love, you can show some love here on Twitch by donating the bits. 500 bits equals 1 inspiration. They can use that, the players and or I can use that to add a D6 to any of their D20 rolls. Yes. Yes. Unless natural one. Yeah, you fail that. We like our natural ones here coming back in July. And also, if they use 2 inspiration, 1,000 bits, they get to pull 2 decks from the deck or 2 cards from the deck of inspiration. And they have all these different cool thingamajiggies. Very much like the stuff that was donated to your folks here. You've already used 2 of your changes of fate of 3. Change of fate card created. The whole deck is created by our producer and grand director of all the doohickeys, Thomas Cook. Yes, so change of fate is basically a reroll unless we're doing natural 1 again. We like those here coming back in July. Just going to keep plugging coming back in July in the studio live. Just going to keep plugging that in. Cool. Yeah. So you've already used 2 of your change of fate cards. You have a 3rd one. These have been donated by Sim Ogre and Duke Fleeg. And you also use your boosted regen from NGC457. And if you're wondering, it's like, what do you mean you're using these cards? What do you mean? If you join our Patreon, folks, join our Patreon, you can help donate cards to your favorite streams, which in fact is all the stuff that I run right now, because the deck of inspiration doesn't really work with Call of Cthulhu at the moment. We're working on that. But yeah, if you like what you see here, not this face, but those faces, help them out. Yeah, or you can send it to me, and I'll wait. We're not at the 15-minute mark. I will flajubile them up real good. Yes. So if you check out patreon.com/questandchaos, you can join our chaotic community and help us out. Keep the lights on in the studio, which totally in right now.
As your hand clips through the back.
Oh. Cool. Yeah, those are our friends. Those are some of the ways you can help us be friends. If you're watching this on YouTube, smash that like button, hit that bell for notifications, and if you haven't subscribed, what are the punch it, smash it, kick it? A lot of aggressive terms. Gently
with a folding chair.
Yeah, take
No.
Roundhouse kick that subscribe button.
Yeah. Wabba! So yeah, thank you for watching this on the YouTubes. Okay, I think that's the friends. That's our announcements. I haven't seen. Oh nope, there is in the chat. Slithy Tove is giving 1,000 to the players.
Woot woot.
Thank you.
How many bits did y'all use last time?
I don't think we went below our 4.
Okay, just checking. Checking, because adding another one to whatever number that is, Squeal the Bard gives 500 to Mimi and company. Well, Mimi really isn't part of your company yet. So
Come on. You know what he means.
kidding.
I'm just glad that Slithy Tove is not mad at me for introducing a harmonica to the Tove household.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Bomb Clancy is an agent of chaos and sent a harmonica to all the Down Darker Trails people, and I was delivering dice anyway. And she was like, "You should take that along." So I did.
No.
He's not.
Oh, no. Oh, no. I'm
But I am
for hearing that harmonica here.
That poor man. I'm so sorry. Don't shoot the messenger.
All right. The Hefner is giving 990 bits. And that is completed to 1,000 by Specs223.
Thank you,
So that's
Specs.
1,000 bits. 500 to you, 500 to me. Because the Hefner be that way and is slowly bringing Specs223 into the fold. Yes.
Because the DMs need more help on this channel.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that is accurate. DMs, because there's 2 of us, and I do.
Well, no, that's not true. Then GMs is much more correct for the plural of that.
Yeah, no dungeons for you all in the western landscape. Y'all got your
He'll figure out a way to get us into a dungeon somehow.
Somehow, if Ezra enjoyed Dungeons and Dragons. But yes, also more bits to y'all, or well, actually I can't say to y'all. 1,000 bits to Mimi. Just to Mimi.
Just gonna use them to eat things.
Let's hero.
As long as they're not 2-legged humanoids, that's fine.
Yes, I did hit squeal up. Yes. Thank you, Matt. Did you say squeal? Yes, I did. There's a mouse dungeon under the silver bullet.
No, just let it go.
Yes.
Don't, no.
I feel like this is a joke.
Yes, it is.
I would understand.
It's a terrible joke, and the results of it are on the Discord. Y'all should check out our Discord if you want to see an author take up a truly atrocious challenge set to him by Ezra and company.
Yes. Cool.
2 words. Mouse erotica.
Thank you.
Just don't.
Gotta,
we
should bring in the furry community into Quest and Chaos. Why not?
That kind of dungeon.
That kind of.
That kind of does.
With the fun
mice.
kind of swings.
It's pretty well written. I went and read it because I felt like I had to after I was part of the terrible joke that made it happen. It's not bad.
Good to know. Some late night reading to do later.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go find that now. Dang.
It's on the Discord.
Where?
In general.
Oh.
He posted a link to his Facebook page.
Oh, gotcha. I was thinking it was on the page. I was like,
Friedrich Hollander is his author page.
Yes. Okay, I saw that. Cool.
Okay, friends. Yes, those are all the announcements. Unless I don't have anything else to say. Unless the voice of God is going to say anything. And the voice of God tends to sound like Thomas in these moments. Nope. Okay. Like usual, he does not answer. Any announcements on this side of, and then this side, I mean your side?
The redacted reports continues on. Other than that,
Cool. Yeah.
yeah. Oh my God, we're getting to the halfway point of the season.
Yeah.
Quickly.
Oh yes. Okay. Okay. This is a shout out to any of our friends who like to buy some of our merch. We are doing a test on the Tumblr, not Tumblr, but like the tumblers that we have, making sure they are buyable. So if you want to go check out questandchaos.com/store.
Store merch.
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 We haven't used it in quite some time. I am woefully unprepared at this moment as I vamp and I wait for Thomas to send merch or store. Or merch.
It's
Thank you.
merch.
If you go to questandchaos.com/merch, check out the tumblers. They got the silver bullet logo on them. A lot of fun. Designed by our very own Nick Watros. Yes, check them out.
Say, who's that? What?
So
Who
he's
that?
so grumpy.
They're nice little almost shot glasses, a little bit larger than a shot glass.
Yeah.
With laser etching on them. So you can go check them out and see if it works on the store. We've been having some troubles with our current site. So please help us out if you're interested in buying that kind of doohickeys. Does anyone have a glass to show at the moment?
I have them. I just don't have
look
them
right there.
There it is.
Yeah. You can see the silver bullet. You can, Julie, if you wouldn't mind putting your hand behind it.
Do the beauty guru thing.
Yeah, you can see it a little bit better that way. You can see the wolf, the moon, and just a little bit of tentacles. And underneath it says the silver bullet. Cool. All right. How much they hold in the description. Alcohol. That's how much.
They hold approximately 9 ounces of your drink of choice. Alcohol or juice with alcohol.
Yeah. Matt, are you having sound troubles at the moment?
No, we can't hear you.
No, we cannot hear you.
Oh.
Yeah. It
Yay.
Don't know.
An
I know.
all ASL
figure it out.
episode.
Well, as I get into the recap, mayhaps Thomas can help assist with that. As we get into tonight's episode of Dragon of Icespire Peak. Again, if we had a theme song, it would go right in there. Excellent. So, what happened last time? Last time, or a few sessions ago, our heroes of the Argent Sword were tasked with heading into Irithimble to help one gentleman Jack get some essentially tomb raiding, getting all of those nice inventions left behind by the gnomes, who mysteriously, after 100 or so years ago, just went poof, gone. As they arrived into this, they realized the cause of such disappearance. It was the spell plague. Yes, spell plague that really ushered in 5th edition, because what was it? It was like 3.5 straight into 5, right?
Absolutely. We do not speak of the time between.
Yeah, spell plague just happened in there. Whoosh. But they began to explore this gnome town, and as they did, they began to split apart. Oh, okay. Well, let's do that after this recap, because I think everybody would love to hear that again. So, as they explored, they began to split apart, and they were attacked by these very grotesque creatures called the Kaimei, as well as the vindictive Factore, in which they had met many, many moons ago, about 25 episodes ago. A gnome who had it out for them for particular reasons. And as they did, they fought. They emerged victorious, and as they regrouped and began to look for an exit, they were attacked once more by Cryovane, the ultimate villain of this campaign, who's so far been a total pansy. We're gonna work on that, I swear. But they were able to emerge victorious, not soon after, though, or not soon before. Inqua was engulfed in some spell plague. He seemed to be fine physically, but there were some shakes in the hands and some loss in the brains, a feeling of losing some. They all finally found their escape, finding themselves up on the ridges of the Sword Mountains. They began to make their way down, and as they reached the bottom starry night above, they made camp. And as Inqua tried to cook for them all, could not effectively do so with the shakes in his hands, and decided to take a walk. And as he took a walk, he found a small little fluffy creature, a little quokka, with its back turned to him, standing over and beginning to nibble on a large deer. It dead. But then as Inqua went whoo, 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 the quokka turned. Cute round eyes that blinked 3 times, and on the 3rd opening, orange eyes appeared with another set of orange eyes, and its mouth spread into a wide, sharp grin, and sob, hello, and Inqua screamed. And that's where we're going to begin after a quick intermission. Boo, 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 boo.
Oh my goddess, guys, Darjan wrote me a song. Maybe my true calling is being a pop star. LaRue, 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 I need you. They're getting ready to fight now. LaRue, 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 I need you. I've got someone to heal now. LaRue, 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 when I saw you, I had to giggle and shiver. You've been schooling me, so now I see you're an arrow in my quiver. You know we've got to slay an ice dragon, so LaRue, be ready for my act. I won't hold back. And LaRue, when we're all through, I'm gonna have myself an Inqua snack. That's a fact. LaRue, 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 I'm here for you. I'm ready and you're willing. I can count on you, Goddess LaRue, to help me with my healing.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that little LaRue intermission, and now it is stuck in your head. I'm not seeing it here, but if you want to give the shout out to whoever's talking about your flowing keratin coming out your head.
Yeah, Squeal the Bard gave another 500 bits to my hair. So I guess that means I get to use it.
Yeah.
I mean, you are rather attached to that.
Yes. I will put it to good use.
Excellent. You have to use it for like shopping or hairstyling or something like that.
Or just
I mean, that's
prestige.
probably most of the reason I would use my bits anyway. So
Love.
Cool. So you all hear Inqua scream out in delight.
Ooh.
A couple,
Whoa.
about a few 50-ish feet away from camp in the forest.
I mean, I hear the yelling, and that immediately has me up on my feet, sword in my hand. Then it sounds like it might be okay, but I'm gonna go over there anyway to find out what's going on.
Well, and James, I probably would have, after that, I would have scooped up Quokka Mimi and started running back towards the group.
And as you scoop it up, and it's like, "Roar!"
Whoa.
rest of us were in the tent though, right?
Oh, you could hear it from the tent for sure.
I was trying to decide if we were asleep yet though.
It was only a
Oh.
few, like he chopped up the vegetables and kind of left you.
Yeah.
It was only about
Okay.
a few minutes.
Yeah, it's still
Okay.
evening. None of us have gone to bed yet, I think.
Okay.
Had dinner.
We're still all dying.
We were waiting for
Well
dinner.
done.
Yeah, come on.
So
Okay,
yeah,
Whitney rushes out at the sound too.
Yeah.
I'll come and meet him. Like, what is going? You found a fuzzy friend.
Yes, and there you just see a regular Quokka.
Oh, it's so adorable.
It looks like it's smiling.
Wait. Oh.
We're not going to eat that. Usually you don't want to eat things that are.
Oh no, we're not eating this. And I'll set it in the middle of the group. And then I'll take some of the hardtack in my little pouch, and it'll be like, "Hey, buddy," and then I'll throw it up in the air, like towards Mimi.
And at this point, also Soliana and Jack have exited out of
shoot.
the tent.
I don't know. I don't care about that.
And you watch the hardtack fall, and you see this Quokka look around and just kind of waddle over and just start
What?
nibbling on the hardtack.
It's so cute.
Oh,
Wait.
Adorable, Inkla.
Wait.
Is this your new pal?
That what? Wait, what is that thing?
Why I thought. Wait. I'm gonna stare at Mimi because I'm like, wait, did I imagine this? Because now I'm freaking out. Is his mind going too? Like,
Can we pet it? Can we pet it?
yes, you can pet it. I wouldn't, and then kind of gesture to Jack and Soliana, and be like, not them though.
Okay, I'm gonna go pet it. I'm gonna go pet because that's. I mean, come on.
I mean, it's so cute and fluffy. You have to pet
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Darjan's
we
gonna
all-
scorch.
And as you scratch, he like you see the Quokka just kind of like get in there and like the Quokka smile.
Oh, all right. I'll let the next person in. I like that.
Yeah, I'll go
And
Yeah.
as Inqua, you
Winley
look
gives some
towards-
good belly rubs.
Oh, and it falls over, and it's just like this.
Oh!
And Inqua, you're looking at this Quokka. Roll a perception check real quick.
That is a 21.
21. You see a moment where the eyes lock with yours, and it blinks a couple times, and on one of the blinks, the eyes are orange, and then goes back to brown.
Okay. All right.
Ink was losing his mind. I see.
No, Tim, you of all
No,
people.
Tim doesn't say that. Nick
Of
said.
all, okay. You,
Okay,
Does anybody
someone
notice?
needs-
Does anybody else notice?
Well, I'm actually. Tim's watching Inkwa because he's more just happy that he seems to be in good spirits.
oh, that's nice.
Oh, you mean Tim isn't rushing to pet the cute little furry animal?
We don't see many of those even in Elven lands.
Everyone else is having fun, and Tim is just beat right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait. Okay, someone needs to post like a reference photo in the chat so
what a
people
quokka
understand
is?
how
Oh my
cute
God.
quokkas are.
Quokka. Look it up. They're fucking adorable. Yeah, we're
Oh,
after this room, I can say
Yeah.
that.
yeah.
They enjoy. They like selfies. They live on. I think it's is it Perth? No, it's the Isle of.
There's islands that they live
yeah,
on
I forget the island.
in Australia.
A Quokka Island. Wait. So I don't have a spell slot. I can't beast bond with Buddy right now. I guess I won't say anything then, because if Mimi doesn't want to reveal that it's Mimi, I'm gonna respect that, but maybe he is losing his mind. Inquiz will literally think like maybe he imagined this, and so now he's gonna kind of back off and be like,
Oh.
well, yes, but yes, this is my little buddy. That photo you posted, Thomas. Yay!
Yay! I'm gonna keep that photo up.
Yeah, so then Inkwell will just kind of back off and let people play with the quokka for the moment.
What's his name, Inqua? What's its name?
Kiki.
I was gonna say I was Moo Moo.
Momo.
Momo. Oh, I like that. Yeah, Momo. His name's Momo.
Oh,
What a cutie.
Is there any reaction from her quokka for that?
Yeah, it's Momo, and you just see the quokka does a little like a.
Oh, I don't know if he likes that, Inqua. Did we all
Well-
see that?
Oh yeah, it was pretty apparent where it's just like he was being scratched, and then all of a sudden it's like.
Well, when I'm fully rested, I'll figure out what its name is.
yeah.
I feel like there's some revealing things that
Yeah,
need to
'cause-
happen with this.
Yeah, I've got to make a song, so I need a name. I need a Coca Cabana.
Ah, DJ always so good. But I mean, I'm still, and then he'll look down at himself, shaking hands, trying to cover them, and be like, "I'm a little bloody, so I tried to forage, but then we'll look at Winley and just be kind of like, but I couldn't really find anything around here, so
Well, we picked up plenty of mushrooms from back there. The place that will not be named.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of beat, so I think I might be heading to bed. So I'm sorry, I don't have.
You take care of
no.
yourself.
Yeah,
Inqua.
I'm
It's
good.
okay. Yeah.
We'll find something. We'll find
I
something.
think we get some rest.
Well, I don't think you can. I'll give it a shot. I don't think I can screw up mushrooms that bad, right?
Flash cut too.
You wanna-
The forest on fire. The forest is on fire.
I'm so sorry, guys.
We
lost Jack. We lost Jack.
Oh, nothing of importance then.
Uh-huh.
Oh no.
So, you all begin to wrap up for the night. Tim, are you gonna try and cook?
Yeah.
Roll a d20 for me, please.
I mean, in all actuality, mushrooms are a hard thing. You can't overcook mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh, quokka! That's so
I'm going
smart.
to spend a point of luck.
Ah.
Great way to spend your new feet.
Oh God. Do I add anything to that? Or is that just a dice roll? These are bad. They're not critically bad mushrooms, but you've had much better mushrooms than these.
Mhm.
Well, I mean,
You all begin to.
As long as they're not poisonous.
No.
Okay.
You all begin to partake in this, and like the first initial chews kind of reminisce of the nice hearty mushroom steaks from Nomengard. But after a couple bites in there, it starts to get a little grainy, and don't quite know what Tim did to this. But it's not great.
well, as long as it's edible, Isolt has had worse. I can promise you that. And so she's just, stoically shoveling them into her mouth.
Mm-hmm.
The important thing.
We're being taken over by quokkas. That's the important thing.
Does Inqua feel better about his cooking? Is he like I still could have done better than this?
Inkwell, he's not going to eat tonight. So he when he said he removes himself, he's actually going to come on, Moo Moo, and then like get the quokka and then go into his little tent because he's about to have a conversation with himself. He thinks so,
Mhm.
but he's not going to eat. But he'll smell the mushrooms and know.
There's a couple things he could have done better.
You made a good decision, right?
So as you all wrap up from this meal, who's gonna take first watch? I believe Isolt's or someone said they were gonna take first watch.
Yeah, I can take first watch. I'm too keyed up to really sleep at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
A perception, you say? All right. All right. That is a 22, excuse me.
22. Excellent. Inkwa, are you having that conversation?
Yeah.
Or with yourself or?
No. Like I want to talk to Mimi and see. I mean, I want to like getting in there, like kind of kneel down in the tent, just be like, stare at Mimi for a second, be like, where are you? Hey, and then just kind of like keep and
How?
I knew it. What are you doing? Why do I look like a crazy? More quokkas. Why do I look crazy? Are you undercover? What's going on, buddy? Like what? I'm so excited to see you. It's so great to see you.
It's good to see you as well. No, I saw all of you and I was really happy, but then I saw the other folks and I don't know them.
Oh, I totally understand. What did you want? I could probably like we could have like a Argent sword reunited something in the morning. We could send off the others for like foraging or something if you wanted.
Okay.
Because I know everyone would be happy to see you again.
Well, I would be happy to see them too.
Great. I will organize something in the morning then.
Okay. Cool. Are we gonna sleep?
If you, yeah, sure.
Cool.
And then Ink will kind of, have you chosen this form or what's the,
It's a little bit faster.
faster?
I can move a little bit quicker. When I'm in my regular form, I'm more like a blob.
Well, I would think too, it's probably easier to hunt this way too.
That's true. Yeah, that was interesting. I saw a lot of these things and they're like, wow, they look tasty. And I ate a lot of them. Like, a lot of them. And then, I don't know, there was like a part of me that was like, hey, you should try and be one of them. And then I tried and oh.
Okay, all right. Ink was so overwhelmed with the cute. He'll be like, okay, well, if you're staying in this form, like tap his.
Oh, okay. And you like lay down on your back and kind of just crawls up and like does a little patting before just like.
Ink was going to have a very restful sleep.
And it's nice to have that warm comfort as you can like actually have something to hold on to that isn't gonna shake. Isolt, you hear all of that.
Cool. So yeah, I mentioned I hear Mimi's voice and just like to do a quick what? And then I just keep listening like, oh, okay, that's what we're doing. All right. And just, I don't say anything to the group at large and I don't say anything to Inkwa. I'll just bide my time because, I mean, Mimi said he doesn't know these two and I don't blame him one bit for not trusting either of them. So he's wiser than all of us.
He? Nah, he's not that wise.
He's wiser than all of us because he doesn't trust either Jack or Soliana.
Yeah.
I will actually. I want to specify to Mimi as well before going to bed. Like, I forgot my brother's name.
Oh dear.
Yeah, sorry. Haldir, whoops, is my brother. Like, I want to fill him in on that situation so that he knows that he's a good guy, not food. The other two, I'm still not sold on, so I'll fill that in.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Isolde, your watch goes without incident. Who would like to go next?
I do the next one and
Third watch, if
I can go next.
Okay. I'll go and wake Winley up. Just like gently touch her on the shoulder a couple of times.
Oh, she was definitely snoring. Oh, is it time already?
It's time.
Okay. And she'll stretch a little, grab her non-magical scarf and wrap it around her and go out for a watch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'll take her place in the tent, looking over, like peeking up a little over to see Mimi on top of Inqua, and then go back to sleep. Like, that's so fucking cute.
Yeah. And Winley sing will just give the tiniest of little dee, 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 dee on the head. Maybe a little under the chin.
Roll a perception check for me real quick.
Okay. Oh yes.
That would be a 16.
16. As you scritch in, you can see the quokka just be like, ah, and you look at the teeth. For a moment, you see them just like kind of like really widespread, and you see sharp teeth coming down.
And Winley's just at that point just trying to think if she's actually ever seen this creature before, and maybe she just didn't realize they had sharp teeth. Oh, okay. And then she'll just go. She'll go on with her watch.
Mm-hmm. Go on with your watch. And you sit there underneath the night sky, the fire getting a little closer to embers, and you restoke it a bit. You listen out and get a nice feeling after having been in the caves for a little while. Just getting that time to actually be outside. See the moon up above, and seems to twinkle a bit for you. But your watch goes without incident.
Okay. Is Tim going next? Okay, so she'll go wake up Tim.
Mm-hmm. Not sleeping in the tent, you wake him up over by the fire. You just kind of nudge him over.
Okay, all you.
Cool. Tim, perception check for me, please.
Can we still see Phandalin from where we came down?
You are at the base, and there's trees around you, so you can't actually see it anymore.
Shame. Okay. 22.
22. Would you think Tim would go slightly up on the mountain to? Or
Yeah,
just
one, to see if he could get a glimpse at Phandalin, and then two, just like he would rationalize being able to get a better view of the camp as well.
Mm-hmm. So you make up the climb, going up that well-worn trail way back in its heyday, but not anymore. So a little loose here. Some of the land has shifted as weather and the land itself has moved, but you eventually make your way up to a vantage point, and you look about, and with that perception check, you can see the faintest outlines, maybe a little bit of torchlight, seeming how it's definitely late at night, and most folks seem to be having headed to bed. But you can see just the faintest bit of the towers to the south that was being created for defensive purposes. You can see a little bit of firelight there.
So they look like they're doing okay, and nothing bad has happened since we left.
No.
Okay. And he'll head back down to the camp and
Mhm.
keep an eye on things.
And yeah, you wait, listening to the fire crackle. Guess some of the wood had a little bit of moisture in it. But then your watch goes without incident. Who's taking the last watch? Who are you gonna wake up? Blah, 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 blah.
So I've already had my meditation and being able to be one with the universe. So I'll get up.
Mhm. Without needing prompting, Tim, you watch as Darjon just opens their eyes.
You want to take the last watch?
I will be happy to. Get some sleep.
Cool. Perception check, please, DJ.
22.
22. Nice perception checks, y'all. It's nice. The evening. A cool breeze blows by, but the fire keeps you warm. Yeah. Stars twinkling up above. Rustling of the trees. The sky slowly shifting from those dark blue hues to a slight purple into that faint sky blue color as the sun begins to peek over, you all finding yourself into that little valley in which the Sword Mountains kind of cups within, so you don't see the full sunrise, but you do see the light and the colors of the sky begin to change. And it goes without incident. Y'all got your long rest.
Much needed.
Yes, I love that sun.
Start to hear the birds make their calls as you all slowly begin to rise one after another.
Do I don't recover my exhaustion level, right? Because I
Oh,
haven't
you do
technically-
actually. Yes.
Okay, because I haven't eaten or drank anything, so that's why I was wondering if that.
It was mainly for the walking portion.
Love it. Thank you.
But yes, long rest, it recovers.
Phew. Okay.
But yeah, you all start to emerge from your tents, or start to stretch over by the fire in the dirt. But you all reconvene. And there you are. Morning greets you.
So I suppose one of the first things we need to do is get our bearings, try to figure out where exactly we are. But I mean, watching the rising sun, we would at least know which direction east is.
Yes, and it is currently, at least in this early morning that you are finding yourself in, it is very much blocked by the massive mountains
Okay.
that are surrounding you.
So that being the case, it would be relatively easy to get our bearings, get a sense of direction, be like, Leylon is west, it should be that way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we don't want to necessarily get back to Leylon as much as get back to the cart with our other stuff.
Yeah, I think that's our first step. But we want to get these ones back to where they belong. Say, gesturing at Jack and Soliana.
Yeah, yeah.
And get paid.
Hmm.
And Winley just gives a pointed look at Jack.
How is Jack looking this morning after a long rest? Because he was acting kind of sus last yesterday.
He is He's in a dour mood, not pouting. You can see a bit of bags underneath his eyes. Probably didn't see the greatest. But he looks to you all and is like, well, yes, we should find the cart and head back, and you will be paid your additional GM question. 300, right?
I believe
Yeah.
so. Yes.
Yeah, 600 total. And you will be paid in full.
Wonderful. All right. So I'll look over at Inqua and Haldir. How are you two feeling this morning? Do you think you can scout a bit and see if you can figure out where the path was that we came up on, where we are relative to where we came in?
I mean, Ink was really excited under this because he really wants to reunite everyone with Mimi. So he's gonna be like, Haldir, do you think you can maybe scout ahead and I can rendezvous with you in a minute? I think I'm gonna try and make some kind of breakfast moment for everybody here.
Yes, certainly. I can easily do that. Cool. I will be right back. If anyone needs anything, and you hear him do a quick 3-pitch whistle that you have heard before, Inkwell. I will be back in a flash.
Thank you very much.
And you see him very silently just like tread off into the forest and hug basically the mountain range to his left.
And you two, and then pointing to Soliana and Jack, be like, I killed a deer last night. Can you go fetch us some pieces of it for to make breakfast? As well as I saw some carrots and some greenery over there. I need some vegetables, some more than the mushrooms we have.
Make a persuasion check.
-1 plus my 3. That's a 2.
Jack, while being in this dour mood, just sees your attempt to move him to do things, and he raises his eyebrow and gives a chuckle. It's like, no.
And I'll actually look at Inqua and look down at and glance down at the Quokka at his ankle and be like, actually, I think I saw where that was. Tim, Winley, Darshan, why don't we go and deal with this? The dirt can be pretty heavy. I say, giving them the mom salt look, like there's a reason for this. Just follow me.
Yes, well, yes, I would be happy to come and maybe I can gather some of the veggies.
I want to lean into Tim's denseness and be like, you could carry that yourself.
I'll just look at him and be like, I could use the assistance, please. I'm old, you're young. Come and help me.
I say, Tim, we might want to chop it up into pieces and not take it in one big old hunk.
I can't
So,
carry
yeah.
up the
Yeah.
I can carry it then. But
Scavenging trip with the Argent sword.
Argent sword trip. Give us 1 minute. You two. And then just like kind of grab
Go.
Winley and
We're
start
going.
walking off. Yeah, walking off to the deer. I will collect the ear.
I feel something's happening. I'm like, something's going to happen. Yeah, all right.
And just gently like guide Tim along, even if he's protesting a little bit, to be like, no, really, it's worth it. Come on.
Let's
no,
go,
he's
dude.
not protesting. He's just like, I don't understand why.
Go, dude. Let's just go, dude. This is
And
a-
if once we're out of earshot, or once Winley thinks we're out of earshot, she'll say, "Oh, good thinking, Izzy. I can't stand Jack this morning, and I'm sure you can't stand Soliana ever."
Hey.
I mean, accurate, but also, and I'll look at Inqua and the.
Yeah,
and
at this
Quokka,
point, I'll
like,
have scooped up, Mimi, and put him on my shoulder, so like he's visible for everybody to see. And when we reach the deer, I'll kind of pick him off, and I'll sit there and be like, "Okay, buddy."
And you all see this Quokka look to you all Then you see the head just turn 180 towards Inqua. Huh? And as it whips back, you see the orange eyes there, and you see 2 more orange eyes. You see a wide, toothy grin spread. Hello.
Way. Oh.
Hi, Mimi. You're not as quiet. You are not as quiet as you think you are at night.
What? Wait. Oh my. Wait. That was you the whole time?
Ah,
It was me all
Mimi.
along.
Oh, you just look so good.
oh, thank you. I lost a little weight.
Oh, yeah. Been on a diet?
Yes, I have. Basically, I saw all of these, and like gesturing to his face, I saw all these little guys, and well, they looked really tasty. And you all said I couldn't eat any, like walking on 2 feet, but these guys, they were walking on 4 feet. So I ate a lot of them, like a lot. I was really full and very happy. But then I had to like thought, what if I was like them? And like I thought about it. And then before I knew it, I was like, and then you see him kind of rolling around.
Oh my god.
Well, it's like you are what you eat. Oh my God, did I just make up a new saying?
You are what you eat.
Oh, that's wonderful. So are you joining us then, Mimi? I didn't catch that part of it. You were pretty adamant before about going off and making your own
Oh.
way.
Joy, I don't know about Joy.
Gonna come hang out for a while?
I mean,
Oh,
I think,
please, Mimi, we miss you so much.
I
Did
miss
you-
you.
Did you find what we had left for you back near the base of the mountain?
Where'd you leave me?
You didn't find it?
No.
We said like a little I mean maybe you didn't see it. Where we had parted ways, we left kind of a little mini shrine for you, just in case you came
Aw.
back.
That's really nice.
Yeah, if anything, maybe you can accompany us until we get back there so you can see it.
Okay.
Wonderful, wonderful. We're never going back there. Wonderful, Mimi. Awesome. I'm gonna look at Tim. What's Tim doing right now? Tim's been oddly quiet.
He's been reflecting on things. He's just soaking stuff up and appreciating being alive.
You usually have an opinion about some things like this. Do you mind if we bring Mimi with us?
Who, Tim? Yes,
Yeah.
Tim wouldn't have a problem with no. But
I'm asking because you're being quiet, and that's not always Tim.
that's almost always Tim. Hold on a second.
No, come on.
Well, you did try to kill Mimi. You wanted him murdered back in the day.
No, that was a whole different. Oh, we're good now, right, Mimi?
Who are you again?
Perfect.
No, it's good. Start.
Oh, dis.
Right.
Perfect.
Okay. All right.
We're good.
I gave Mimi my stew back at the.
Oh, you're Stu guy.
Yes, that's Stu.
Oh,
like,
that's a good nickname for you, Tim. Stu.
The next undercover thing we do. There we go.
Anyway, Ink was gonna start hacking into the deer to pull back bits of it. And if there are any veggies around, he's gonna try and make some kind of stew because of
Stew.
yeah.
Breakfast stew?
We don't have time
yeah.
for stew.
Yeah.
Well,
Stews do take a while.
we got time to chop some veggies, chop some meat, and eat it up. Let's go.
I'll do a bourguignon.
stir
How do you
fry.
say it? Bourguignon or something like that. Bourguignon. Yeah.
Well,
Ooh.
for
It's like It's like a frittata, but nothing like it. You'll
No,
love it.
nothing like it.
Yeah.
It's like a frittata, but nothing like it.
That's the name of our next video.
Inqua,
Mm.
roll me a survival check and a d6, please.
Okay. Survival will be. Survival is a 14, and the d6 for you, sir, is a 2.
In the box.
2. Okay. You start to look around the region, and takes you a little while, but eventually you find some stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Vegetation. Yeah.
This is also because he knows, like, he if he is going to be cooking and he tried mincing or he tried dicing yesterday, it's gonna be easier to make a bourguignon because it's kind of like giant, like big pieces of potato, giant chunks of carrot. If we find any type of like herbs, it loose, and then big chunks of meat, which he'll saute over with some. I'm assuming we have some kind of brandy or wine or whatever type of alcohol we have. He'll mix it in with.
I mean, we're traveling with Jack, so I'm
yeah,
sure.
exactly.
Innocent.
He'll snag some before. Yeah. So we'll just kind of do
Glug,
that. And let it
Um,
simmer while
let it
we're
simmer.
all sitting.
Yeah, roll me a d20 and a d6, please.
Another one, sure. D20 is a 19. D6 is a 6.
6. Okay. You all eat this bourguignon prepared by Inqua. It's not as fantastic as previous iterations, but it still satisfies, especially compared to the mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
Tim.
Mushrooms a la Tim.
We appreciate the effort. Leave it to the one who's good at it.
But yeah,
Well-
it does restore your confidence a little bit, Inqua, that you were
Hmm,
able to create a nice dish.
that's good. Player Matt is very nervous. You're having him roll a D6 every time he cooks, though. So that makes me nervous.
Oh God, that smile.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey.
Oh, we know where that comes from.
Uh-huh.
Yes, but as you all begin to partake in this, after a few, Haldir begins to return, coming through the brush, and for most of you, except for Darjan, don't really notice his approach. Darjan, you look over and you see Haldir approach, and he's like, "Hello, everybody. Sorry, brother. I found the cart. It's about a 20-ish minute walk. If we go a little quickly, probably 30 or 40, depending on how well we maneuver through the bush."
Well, that's excellent news. We are not as far off as I thought we were.
Yes, it's quite fantastic, actually.
Well then, as soon as we finished, we go retrieve the cart and then go from there.
Oh, excellent. Did you make this, brother?
I did. I attempted a. Yes.
It smells delightful, and you see him sit next to you and give you a pat on the back and a bit of like a circular rub. It's comforting.
Thank you. He'll pat his leg.
He partakes. You all finish up your meal as you all begin to break down camp, and Haldir finishes up his meal. All right. Shall we begin to make our way over?
Yes, let's.
I'm ready.
Follow me, and just follow my path. I did notice there's some poison oak around. Just don't want to get all itchy.
That's fair.
But through Haldir's practice guidance, you all eventually, within the hour, make your way back to the cart, still hidden underneath all of the brush and camouflage that you put around it. But it is there. Unfortunately, the horses do not seem to be there.
I can't help it. I kind of side eye Mimi just a little bit. I try not to make it obvious, just a quick like glance, and then pull my and then like nope, not asking this question. Don't want to know.
Because Mimi would be a horse then.
He would. They would have to eat a lot more horses because like they stuffed them with coca.
Well, how long were we under there?
That is an excellent question.
Mm-hmm.
Can we tell?
Technically, you guys didn't take a long rest. It is less, or it was about a day.
Ooh.
Well, then if
Can we
there's
tell if the
they should be fresh.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyone wants to make a survival check?
I just
can we
try to
also
look-
tell if the
What are the
horses were
ranges?
like untied or if they broke loose?
Yeah.
That's
So
a
I
good-
remember y'all did do the rock thing where you like
Yes.
stick the
Yeah.
rock,
Oh,
and if they needed to break away, they could.
Right.
But yeah, if investigation or survival.
I'll do
Oh, yeah.
I mean, some other people should as well, because like God.
I'm investigating. I'm investigating.
I mean,
I'm gonna
I'll-
investigate.
I will help if someone would like me to give them the help action. I can do that. I'm bad at both of those things.
Oh wait, I'll do survival.
Yeah, I
You
did a
got
survival.
16 for survival.
I got a 22
Love it.
for
And
investigation.
18 for survival. If we're all rolling, I just wrote 18.
22 for survival.
Nice.
Yeah, it seems something had spooked the horses and they broke away from the rock. One seemed to head off into a southern direction while the one headed more in a southwest direction.
Which way would be more difficult terrain? Like which horse do we think would get tired out going in a direction?
Southern way, at least where you all are, seems to push past the mountain range, while southwest seems to go more into a wooded area.
What do you guys think?
Well, did I notice Isolde looking at Mimi? Because I had the exact same thought.
I mean, do you look at me?
No, did I notice Isolde? Because if I noticed Isolde thinking exactly what I was thinking, and we may have a conversation about it. Yes.
I would say no, you did not.
Okay.
Okay.
Mimi, you know that dragon? Do you think you could maybe No, I'm just kidding. He's not gonna ask him to turn into a dragon. No, then we'll just we can't tell how long ago it was.
Oh, I mean, it was within the night.
Oh, so it was very recent.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, y'all left the horses in the morning of yesterday.
Hmm.
Did we hear anything to the like a frightened horse sound?
You did not know.
Okay.
But I'm
Well-
sure the dragons approach, perhaps.
Yeah. Could we climb a tree or something and see if we could
Yeah.
gaze out?
If you'd like to climb a tree, that'd be an athletics check for me, please.
All right. Is there somebody who can climb better?
I was gonna say I have an 8 in athletics. Would you like me to do that?
Yes, please.
Yes.
I think
Yes,
you have
please.
a similar number.
And while Isolde's climbing, I wanted to scour for any type of bird buddies that I could maybe bond with to go look for them for us.
Oh, I've got good acrobatics, but not athletics.
It's a 20. It's a 21.
Nice.
21. Despite all the armor you're wearing, you are able to start to shimmy your way up. And as you get into like the higher branches, not necessarily redwoods here, more of the, I don't know.
Elm and oak, that kind of thing.
Yeah, more spindly branches jutting out here and there. You get to a point where you feel like if you went any further or any further out from the branch, you would snap it. So you get to a point and you look around. And what are you looking for?
Trying to see if the horses are within sight, or if there's like somewhere where I think that they might have gotten caught, or something that might have slowed them down, something to help us be like, is it worth going after them?
Yeah.
Perception check for me, please. Inqua, you're looking for birds?
Yeah, any type of winged creature or little something fast on the ground that might be able to help
Yeah.
find tracks.
Roll me a survival check, please.
Mhm.
I got a 17.
17. Unfortunately, with the nearby mountains and the woods, it is hard to determine. You know the direction they headed off initially. You don't know where they ended up.
Mm-hmm.
Did you say survival?
Yes.
That'll be a 17.
17. Takes you a little while, but you are able to find a bird eventually who you call down. Yeah. Using Beast Bond?
Yeah, if possible.
Shake dice, come back.
Mhm.
Yeah. You are able to call one down. You can, as you are cast a Beast Bond to chat with this bird, you feel a little bit of salivation on your shoulder.
Buddy, I need this Momo. Let's
You can call me Mimi.
Okay, all right, calm down, Mimi. All right, he'll yeah. Oh wait, here we go. He'll do this if he's on his shoulder. He'll just scratch him under the shoulder. Yeah, under his little
Okay,
thing.
okay, that was like, it was nice, but that was also an act. You can stop now.
To the bird, just communicate. If Isol came down and kind of let us know, because you were able to see, like, were you able to see anything? There we go. I'll role play. You know, why role play in this game?
Why?
Why?
Roleplay? We can just
You don't
talk.
need to do it. Yeah, exactly. Isol, did you see anything when you were up there?
Not really. I mean, we know the direction that they went in, but with with the woods and the mountains and everything, it's hard to get a long look at things.
Well, that's good. That's good. And I'll take the bird, and then, well, what direction did you see them head in?
So they're and I'll point out the tracks. You know, the south and the south by southwest.
Okay, my hands are shaking. And then
I
kind of.
I think I'll notice that and be like,
Yeah.
"Are you all right?"
Oh yeah. I just I'm it's the first time I've used this spell, so I'm kind of really trying to focus on it, you know.
Inqua. What's
Is this
going
in front of everybody?
I don't think so.
Okay.
There's a little distance.
Tim's eyeing the tree line where the horse went in. He's leaning towards.
Okay. As Isol says that, he'll communicate to it, go in that direction, let me know if you find anything, if you find our horses, and then let it go. And then kind of just turn back. All right, I got the spell plague. I back in the
Irithimble.
And he'll look down and say, I think this is just after effects. I don't know. Just feel like something was taken from me, and I don't know quite what it is yet.
All right. And I'll reach out and just like gently take his hands. I mean, his hands are massive compared to mine, but just like reach up and gently squeeze, feeling the tremors coming through into my hands, and look up at him and be like, "It's gonna be okay."
Thank
Okay.
you.
We're right here. We're with you, and we'll figure out what's going on. All right.
Thank you. Yeah. He'll pull his hands back, not aggressively, but
Sure.
just in a shit kind of way.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Assault's been through a lot. So, ooh.
Shit. What the I'm sorry, Thomas.
Ooh, did we get all shifted around? Oh, who am I right now?
No, we're good. We're good.
Oh man, I know.
we're
It's
in
like
the
we all
same
wanted to play
place.
someone else. Oh no,
Wait,
we're
it didn't
not.
shift at all?
Oh no. So you're DMing right now. Oh, I was gonna say, Laura, you were DMing. I was Winley.
Oh, was I?
DJ was Isolde for a split second.
We're stuck in.
Thomas is
Oh,
on it. Good man, Thomas. Well done.
seriously.
Sorry, I booped a chord.
Well, don't bump the cards. But yeah, I'll just like look and acknowledge and be like, we can talk more about it if you would like later.
Thank you, Isolde.
All right. Well, let's hope that your friend is able to find any trace of the horses. Otherwise, we're gonna be the pack beasts back.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Roll a d20 to see if the bird can find it. Inqua.
While that's happening, like Tim is kind of nudging towards the forest. Should we? The bird's not going to be able to see anything in there. Should I go in for a little bit, see what I can find?
If you think that, sure.
Well, I think I'll be able to find my way back. That's the important part.
Do you want to take a sending stone? I don't even know who has them at this point, but yeah.
So
He
has
has one, and
I always have them.
Ah.
But yeah, I'll hand him one of the sending stones. That'll reach no matter how far you go.
right. Reach out to me when it's time to come back, and I'll turn around. And
All right.
I'll know if I spot it.
Sounds good. Be safe.
Yeah, make a survival check.
I'm going to use luck again.
Oh, shoot.
Still from the 19.
19. You start going in the direction, and as you follow the tracks that you do initially, you see a little bit of an off branch, and you start to follow it. You get that feeling of being slightly lost, and you see a slightly broken branch that points in an opposite direction, and you're like, I think I'll follow that. And as you do, going in the south-southwest direction.
No, that was the other one. The south-southwest was
The
the...
south-southwest goes into the forest. South goes more along the mountain range.
Okay. Sorry, I got them mixed up.
So south-southwest as you go. Eventually, with a little bit of luck, you find grazing, a little scratched up, probably from running past branches and the like, but still alive. One of the horses.
Does it want some hardtack?
As you approach, it does spook a little bit, and then notices your presence and walks over. You hold out the hardtack.
Yeah. And flat. And with that, I'll slowly put my hands around the reins that are hanging down, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, I'll start walking it. Oh yeah, the sending stone. I'll start walking it back, and I'll even... Wait, do I know the way back?
Yeah, you do.
That shit-eating grin on James'
Yes.
face, though.
I was waiting. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I'll let Assault know that I found the horse and that I'm almost certainly on my way back.
Mm-hmm. Roll an animal handling check for me, please.
Yeah.
Do horses eat meat? They don't, do they?
16.
16. At times, it does wrestle a bit in the early stages, but after a time, the horse continues to walk with you, especially with a little more encouragement with hardtack. And as you begin to make your way back, Inqua, the bird, comes back. It's like, hello. Yeah, I saw it over there.
It's a Mickey
I'm
Mouse.
sorry,
bird.
can you... Yeah. Oh, hi! I'm sorry, can you repeat that? I was,
Yeah. No, your horse friend. I saw it. We were there. Okay. And pointing in that southern direction. Do you want direction?
Yes, please.
Okay, follow me.
All right, here we go.
I'm going to be so sad when this campaign ends.
Aw, yeah.
But yeah, after a 30-minute walk of the bird just like kind of doing like a flop over and then fly over a little bit more and then fly, and you walk and follow. Eventually you find the horse there. And it too also spooks a bit as you approach. And you can see as it like clops around, its right leg seems to be a little kind of hooked up and like hobbling on 3.
Oh dear. Inkwell will. I mean, he's worked with horses before, so he'll see if there's something that he can do to alleviate the pain for the 4th leg before heading back.
Yeah.
And if the horse is uncomfortable to walk, we'll tie it to a tree or something there, take a mental note, and then head back to the group and suggest maybe we can swing by that way on the way out.
It can move.
Oh, okay.
It seems that whatever, not needing really to roll, your time with horses, actually. Animal handling check, please.
Whoops. It's a 4.
And roll a d6, please.
It's a 1.
Okay. You look at this horse, and you've worked with horses before. As you're trying to recall information, it's just not, it's not coming through. But you look at it, it's like it's injured, and it looks like it can walk, but you're having a hard time recalling.
Okay. Yeah. Do I know? I mean, is this just like, do I think it's just a brain fart, or am I conscious of this could probably be something bit worse than it is?
It feels like you knew this, but you're just having a hard time recalling.
Okay. Did anyone come with me, or did I come solo?
No one elected to go with you.
Okay, yeah. Okay. I know I've done this before. Do I remember steps to take when a horse is injured, at least, or no?
At this current moment, no.
So I don't remember anything about it. I just see a horse, I see it's hurt, and I can tell it can walk. That's it?
Yeah, and you knew this.
Yeah. In that case, after talking to himself a little bit, Ink was going to get very frustrated. Because I don't know if should I bring it back? Should I let it stay here? I don't. Mimi, can you DJ, can you go get the others and tell them to rendezvous here?
Okay. Looks at the bird.
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna take me back. Hopefully I can find them. Okay. Kind of hops down, and as you watch him hop down, you see kind of like a bloop, kind of a goop before settling into more of a quokka form, and then you see it scamper off.
Okay. We only had 2 horses, right?
Yes.
Okay. Can you Tweety, can you go find the other horse, or can you go find the group and then just also let me know where they are?
Sure. Woo!
Talking about crossing the streams there.
Yeah. Yeah, and so I guess Inkwell will just kind of sit there trying to remember.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Tim, you arrive a few minutes to the rest of the party carrying the one horse, or leading the one horse, not carrying it. You ain't that strong.
No, it's like Tim, yeah.
But you arrive back with them, and you notice that Inkwa is not there with you. And after a few, you watch as the Quokka appears, kind of looks at you all. looks over at Jack and Soliana. Jack, who's looking very impatient, but holding his tongue. And it just kind of stares at you all.
Oh, Momo, what is it, Momo? Something happened? Do we need to follow you, Momo?
Think we're okay? Did he fall in a well?
Kind of just bobs its head to the side.
Okay, take me there. Take me there.
Like has a little bit of a sigh before scampering.
We should
And
probably.
Winley will follow as well.
Tim, I'll stay here with the horses and them.
Okay, and
You
I'll
wanna
bring
go?
I'll bring the stone so we can.
All right. Easily communicate.
Yeah.
Ugh.
You get
When
out
Tim
that.
is-
Realizing what I let myself in for. It's like,
I'll just say-
Totally just, ugh.
and Tim is the one who like, okay, I'll have the communication.
No, more that I volunteered to stay.
I know.
But yeah, after you guys go with a bit more haste as Quokamimi leads you. You get there in about 20 minutes. And you find yourself kind of near an edge of a forest and more of a rocky collection beginning to lead up into the mountainous region. And you just see Inkwa staring at the horse. It hasn't moved much, but he's sitting on a larger rock and just kind of staring at it.
Winley will bound up. Ingwa, is everything okay?
Yeah, of course. I just the horse is hurt, and I can't quite remember how to help.
Oh. What? Wait, what's wrong with it?
It's hurt. And he'll kind of just gesture to the whole thing of the horse.
Are we all seeing that?
So,
Yeah, you see the horse, and it hasn't moved much. It did move oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Inkwa, that is peculiar.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, you all hear him having trouble recalling.
Well, yeah, it's been a long trip. Let's get the horse back. Do you think it can make it back? Does LaRue also help animals?
Only unicorns. Only unicorns.
Oh,
Draw
come on.
horses.
I can, I mean,
she is Queen of the Bees.
I can try.
Yeah, let's see
Um,
if we can do that.
Well, Winley's going to, because she doesn't know how the horse is hurt. So she's going to kind of do a circle around the horse to try to see if she notices
Yeah.
an
Pretty-
injury.
Pretty
Standing.
blatant. The first two or the front hooves are fine. The left back hoof is fine. The right hoof seems anytime it walks is just like very gingerly making sure it's not stepping on it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So then Winley will go up and cast Cure Wounds. And she'll even do it at 2nd level.
Okay. Plot those hands on, and you watch this silver light emanate, and the horse kind of is taken aback by the sun bright light, but afterwards it touches its right back foot down, and puts his weight onto it, and is like,
Okay.
walks over to you, Winley, and just kind of gives you a nuzzle.
Okay.
Oh, and Winley will
Doesn't-
pet the mane and make a mental note to braid that mane at some point.
So,
But
so
we're in a rush right now, so she won't.
Yeah, I had a quick question though. If the hoof was broken, could we use mending or something like that to fix it?
I believe
Or is that-
mending is only immaterial objects.
Yeah, it just says an object.
Yeah.
Because it says a leaking wineskin, so that's why I was thinking maybe it could do.
Yeah,
flesh, too. Okay.
an object isn't usually connected to a living thing.
Yeah. Okay, I just was thinking about that. Anyway, okay, thank you.
You are able to heal the horse, and Inkwa, you notice that the horse is healed.
Uh-oh. Hey, oh,
Oh.
good job, Winley.
Yeah,
The
nothing
horse is better.
that a little Teto LaRue can't solve.
Do I remember who LaRue is?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not sure how.
Oh, because she would sing it for you.
That
Yeah,
song
yeah.
is too
So
damn
you'll be
catchy
fine.
for you to
Yes.
forget.
Yes.
That would be the last thing that ever leaves Inkla.
It's true.
Hey, Dijon songs, they just keep, keep going.
Hey. But yeah. Oh, good job. Well, thank you, everybody. Maybe we should get back to the
Yeah.
yeah,
The group.
the group. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. Glad you're feeling
And-
okay.
Yeah. Winley will help lead the horse because she feels a connection to the horse now.
And the horse stays pretty
And-
close to you.
Yeah. But she'll notice that Inkwa's a little off and she'll say, well, that was a really good job tracking this horse down, Inkwa.
Oh yeah. Well, that was this bird buddy who's a little high energy. Good. It was good. Yeah.
Okay.
Is Inqua hanging
And she'll
back?
kind of keep an eye on, I think she'll keep an eye on Inkwa at the corner of her eye as we walk back.
Is Inqua hanging towards the back or anything?
He's just walking along. Maybe he's just kind of in the
Okay.
group.
Tim wants to ask, how
Hmm.
are you feeling?
Oh, I'm doing okay. I'm feeling all right. Just had a rough couple of nights, or last night.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, his hands are in his pockets too. He's not.
No, it's just from Tim's point of view, he's more the mental thing after where they've been.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm good. Thank you for asking, Tim. How about you? How are you doing? Are you okay? I know that was a hell of a approach to crowding.
Yeah, I really screwed that up. I'm sorry.
No. You didn't screw anything up. You can't. I mean, I know what it's like to not be able to help yourself and to see something and want. He is going to raise his hand out, but to see something that's, you just have to. You become overcome with emotion. I totally understand that. I get it, and I think it's good that you're able to access that at such a young age.
No. Hopefully I'll see it your way in a little bit, but right now. Thank you.
I understand. Oh, of course, I understand. He'll give him one of his patent smacks on the back to Tim in a jovial way. But Tim, I do want to ask, because I know you said that the spell plague, right? You said that I remember you saying that it's going to consume you until you pass, or you pass away. Can you remind me what you said about that?
I mean, that's my ancestors, the ones that weren't immediately consumed by it. Their minds started to go. I'm not sure if it affected my parents, but I don't know. I can't tell.
Do you mind if I ask? And he is leaning in. Do you mind if I ask how fast did your if you don't mind, how fast did their minds go when they came in contact with this?
Well, I mean, they didn't come in contact with it. They were removed from it. It was further back, and I was young when I heard about this. I don't know. Maybe they just had bad judgment. So I don't know if that's. They died in the war. They didn't succumb to the spell plague. Do something happen to you down there?
Okay. Yeah. Something did happen. I was trying to save my brother, and we were going back and forth trying to lure the spell plague back and forth, and I may have come in contact with it twice. And then I'll look back to the clearing we were just at. Tim, I know horses. Like, I've been raised with horses. Me and Bessie were. I know horses, and I can't remember anything about. I just couldn't remember.
I'm gonna take out my sword and just really. I've been kind of avoiding this. I'm gonna check the reflection of my eyes.
Mhm.
What do my eyes look like?
Igor, you watch as he pulls out this sword. And look into his reflection there. And you look at the irises. And before every now and then, like when you catch a glance in the mirror, they'd be pretty brown. And if you looked, there'd be like that very faint ring. There's a little bit more to it. It's expanded its region of teal in your eye. Just kind of flickering in and out.
I'll slide the sword in. In for a penny, in for a pound. Inqua, do you mind if I try something?
Sure.
Okay, and hold on. Stand still really quick.
Okay. So I guess at this point we'll be at the back of the party.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll stop.
And I'm gonna. I can't tell if it's in there, but I'm gonna try to draw it. So I start basically summoning magic for a spell around. I start drawing the stuff for a spell to try and see if I can
Leech it out.
Leech any of it out.
Okay.
I'll spend a couple spell slots if I need to.
Okay. Roll an Arcana check.
I've got one more luck for the day. Is it okay if I burn that, or do we want to spend inspiration actually as well?
What did you roll?
Right now I rolled a 13.
Inspiration.
Let's put an inspiration to that.
That sounds good. That sounds good.
And that would be a +0, because you know what Tim's Arcana skill is.
What I do his intelligence, which should be his.
Okay, so that's a 15.
15. You summon the potential of magic into your hands, into your body, and you place it near Inqua. And as you concentrate, you feel that energy burbling in your hands. And as you begin to sweat and try and maintain that concentration, you feel nothing coming from Inqua. Like you don't, or not coming from, like you don't feel the sense of anything coming towards you.
I've got a bad idea, but not today.
Tim, are you okay?
Yeah, I couldn't. Maybe I'll try again later. I'm sorry.
Don't apologize. You just look you started to get kind of sweaty and.
Me-
'Cause
Oh,
I'm assuming I didn't see anything on my end, right? Like I didn't see any. Yeah, so just concerned.
no, I was just seeing if I could draw any of it out.
The plague or this spell.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm not
haven't-
even completely sure if it's in you.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it. The only thing now I'll show him. The only thing I've physically seen or that I can tell is this, and then hold up shaky hands. But you know what, Tim? It's fine. We'll be. I'm sure it's just like one of those. You gotta shake this off kind of.
Well,
things,
all the
like
same,
that.
like when we get back somewhere and we have time to rest, I'd like to try again.
As long as you feel comfortable and you feel okay, then sure. But thanks, buddy. Smack. You're muted, DJ.
And see what these
The
shake.
Quokka's eating her alive. Yeah.
Do we notice that they have lagged behind or anything?
Oh yeah. Oh
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Finally, I turn around and go, oh, wait, guys.
And I'm sure at that point, because at this point, Ink was now everyone in the group probably knows. He'll probably be holding up his hands that are shaking when DJ turns around. So,
I mean, I would say Darjan, you and when they walked for a good like 30, 40 feet before you're like, the hell?
Yeah, I figured we were a little ways away because we're like, we're going.
Mhm.
And then we go, wait, where are the guys? It's like, guys, you guys okay?
Mhm.
We got to get back.
yeah. We're sorry. We're kind of pepping the step.
Yeah, just bonding,
Ah, got it.
Oh,
Just bonding.
bro talk.
Bro time.
Kimqua
Love it.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you all begin to usher the second horse back to Isolt and company. And as you do, you take the horses back to the cart.
Can we role play the awkward silence between Isolt and Soliana for 30 minutes?
Can we not? Yeah, so just like cross-armed, leaned against a tree, watching in the direction that everyone went, and only occasionally glancing to make sure that that Jack hasn't run off somewhere or Soliana hasn't gotten picked up by a giant bird or something. These two have the worst fucking luck. But so watching to see where people are coming back while keeping an eye on her charges periodically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jack seems to be pulling out the stuff that he gathered from his time in Irithemble and examining it, putting it back, grabbing a new thing, looking it over. Very interesting contraptions. Soliana has been just occasionally you catch her glancing over at you and then breaks eye contact, and then just like you see her scribing away in her book, seems to be trying to write down as much as she can from her experience. But yeah, you all reconvene, hitch up the horses.
Yeah, I see them come back and just like mutter in Draconic, "Oh, thank LaRue."
We'll laugh out loud. Inkwell will laugh out loud.
LaRue.
Yeah, and I'm sure it sounded a little bit like that.
But you all huck up into the carriage, and as Haldir walks along the cart, guiding you all through the woods to make sure it is nice and easy to do so, you all start to head back to Leylon.
So, looking at the map, can we? I'm trying to place us. Are we like here-ish?
Oh, 1 second. I have lost the game, but the roll 20s.
Open the roll 20.
Oh, she's the swear.
Oh boy.
Just follow the bird.
Wait. Who's flying the bird? Wait, what?
Okay.
Yeah, I would say right around there is pretty.
Okay. So if we're in that area and I recognize like kind of the lay of the land, I want to suggest that we stop off at Nomengard because it looks like the path would take us pretty close to there.
Mhm.
So I want to stop off at Nomengard because I mean, we do want to give the news to Fibblesib and Dabbledob about Factore. And I mean, this sword, and I'll show it to them, was in their workshop. I would love to know if there's anything that I need to know about it, if they want it back. And I found a picture of them when they were younger. I'm sure they'll want that. So,
And
I'll glance over.
Winley will just
Go ahead.
whisper to Mimi, "You have to stay at Quokka if we go there."
Okay. You see the little paw raise up. I promise I won't hit anybody, okay?
Okay.
No sharp teeth while we're there.
And you just see like the two little like larger incisors that Kokas tend to have, just kind of like ting, 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 ting.
Little jerk. But yeah, just I'll check in with Jack to basically be like, it should be about the right time for us to stop for lunch. We need to make a quick diversion.
Yeah, sure. And you said these gnomes used to be part of everything.
Apparently, I was not aware of that until we were in their workshop.
Oh well, okay.
Which means you have a lot of their contraptions.
Yes, and they can illuminate me because they themselves haven't gone back, and they're mine. I found it first.
I think that's fair, but maybe they have some other stuff that you might like to talk to them about.
Or it might just be better to keep a distance, depending. They are very good at what they do.
Yes, I did enjoy their machinations. Well, lead on, hold ear and horses. We shall make a stop at Nomengard.
Does he seem to actually be recovering, or does this seem to be like a facade that he's putting on?
Insight.
Okay. That is an 18.
18. You see a little bit of the old Jack in there, blustering about. There's a little, not hesitation, but it's a little more put on than usual. But as you head to Nomengard, that's where we're going to take our break. So yeah, we'll catch you all at the in 7 to 10 minutes. In the meantime, get that bio break, get a snack, eat a milkshake. Oh, that's kind of fun.
That's kind of cool.
That's cool.
And it disappeared in my tongue. Okay, I'm done. Anyway, yeah, check that out. Or check what out? Check your bathroom out. Sure, yeah, check your bathroom out.
Sure, why not?
Why not? You do what you do.
We just got rated with 27 viewers. Woo! Fabled 42.
Hi guys, welcome.
Hi. Okay, well, if people are comfortable, we can play for a little bit more and then get a break.
Sure, let's go a little bit longer. Why not?
We'll do it.
Everybody good? We need.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So y'all ride in the carriage back to Nomengard. The Sword Mountains above just. Oh, we're God. Okay, we're gonna do a Birds of Paradise giveaway.
That's
real
so
quick.
exciting.
Yeah.
Can we see an example? Yeah, Birds of Paradise. They are a bird-themed dice / Arizona-themed dice. Those are the magpie dice that Tiana is holding. Isolt's screen over there. Those are the Arizona Sunset that Inqua / Matt is holding. But yeah, enter into the chat #chaos into the chat, you have the opportunity to win the dice. If you are, I think we're getting to the point where we can hopefully start shipping outside of the US, but probably still right now we're still in that mode. So if you are in the US, you'll get some Birds of Paradise. If you're not, we'll figure out something else to give you. But yeah, drop in #chaos into the chat. Enter more than once and you are disqualified. And yeah, we'll do that giveaway in a few. But yes, you all continue to ride down, occasionally having to stop for a bathroom break off onto the side of the road. That might be that be a plane. I don't know. I can hear it playing. I don't know if y'all can hear it playing. But you all begin to head over to Nomengard, the Sword Mountains on your south, hills and forest to your north, and this deep valley that you begin to make your way in. It is nice compared to the caverns that you were in before. But eventually you begin to hear that familiar sound of the waterfall that introduces Nomengard. You see the pretty full stream going along towards the northern side of the land and into the forest. But you hook in past the two tall cliff sides that flank the entrance, and at this point, all of you know the Nomengard standing up above. Ula and Pog, both of them jumping down. Ula stopping you all. It's like, who goes up? Oh, I remember you all.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Pog whispers in a bit of gnomish. You understand Winley as, oh god, it's these ones again.
I feel like we get that reaction anywhere we go back to.
No, I think in like Phandalin we're pretty well received. That's one place.
Relatively.
The one
One place. It's the one place that we haven't burned or we have some news for Fibblestib and Dabbledob and potentially your queens. So
Okay. Come on in.
thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
I'll leave the cart here, and oh, you two are new. Looking over at Solion and Jack. Yeah, you all know. Don't touch anything. Don't, get chopped up by the blades. You know all that.
Yes, all of that. That's
Oh,
how
dear.
dare. That's Soliana. That's Jack.
All right, so Leona, Jack, and you see Pog, just both of Ula and Pog eyeing them, getting their good faces in their brains. All right, go on ahead.
Is that Shelter that shoot, what was her name?
Nick?
Nyx. Is the shelter that Nick set up for our horse still over there? Or
That was one of her contraptions that she took away when she left.
Well, then never mind. We'll just leave the horse toyed up.
Mm-hmm. So you leave him.
We won't be here long.
Yep. So you all go up that familiar ramp, seeing that massive island in the center of this large pool filled with massive mushrooms. You go up the ramp through familiar caverns. The perpetual sound of the waterfall always around. You go past the bridge. You see the whirling blades that they once again fixed. I will assume someone uses something to get past.
Yeah, we've done this before.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And as you do, you make your way to the workshop of Fibblestib and Dabbledob. Nice 30 by 20 room. High ceilings, most of it marked in black illuminating the perpetual explosions that happen in this place. But you see Fibblestib upside down, attached to the ceiling, grapple arm very much embedded in the rock above, and him just kind of hanging upside down, getting tangled up in the cabling. And he's like looking around, slowly just coming around. It's like, oh, hey, how's it going? It's good to
Hello.
see you all again. Oh, we're going around. Give me one more moment. Okay, I'm gonna use my feet. Yeah, there we go. Oh, hey.
Are you all right?
Oh, you know, just a little trapped is all.
Where's your wife?
She's probably working in the other area at the moment.
Inqua's gonna
Inqua,
grab him and just like
Oh no, he's like a good 15 feet off the ground.
Right.
Oh.
Because the ceiling is like 30 feet up.
Yeah.
If you want, well, actually, Inqua's now a little nervous about it. We could probably, if you want to drop, buddy.
Well, that would require me to detach my arms.
I'm gonna go find his wife.
Smarter choice.
Yes, if you just go down the hall, she's down, you know, the storage area. Yeah, she'll be there.
I remember.
Mm-hmm.
Is it really latched in there at the top?
Yeah, you see, or when you look up there, like this 3-claw hand is just like into the rock.
Is there like a switch on it to get it to open up?
Yeah, that's the thing. I would, except for my other hand, and you can see it is also wrapped up in cable. It's like I can't exactly reach it.
I'm just gonna levitate up.
Ooh, you watch as Tim just levitates up. Yeah, wow, excellent. You all have gotten a little bit stronger, I see. Yeah, if you can, it's right there. If you can just
Okay, I'll hold him. I'm not just gonna click it and watch all of us watch him fall. So I'll get a good grip on him and then click it to
click, and you watch the hand go fall to the ground, and it lands with a very heavy thud. Yeah, working on the weight distribution on that. Thank you so much.
descend down.
Okay, woo. That was blood rush. Have you ever been upside down for more than 20 minutes? Woo.
No,
I mean,
At which
point that.
Isolde, you arrive with Dabbledob, and she's like, "Oh, well, well, this is good. That you brought him down."
Well done. Hello. Hi. Good to see both of you.
Great to see both of. Wow, there's 2 of you right now. Did she get a twin? I'm kidding. The blood just rushed into my head, and I'm seeing 2 of you right now.
Well, you know, you gotta duplicate the wisdom.
Very true. Very true.
So, there really isn't a graceful way to lead into it. We have some news.
Oh, okay. Well, let's get some tea ready, and we'll chat.
That sounds like a wonderful idea.
And as the tea gets prepared, and you all begin to sit around the workshop, finding little places to sit and nooks, and within contraptions, Jack looking very happy in a new toy store, and Soliana just taking notes. We're gonna go to break officially.
Actually go to break this time.
Actually, who won the D's? I don't know who actually won the dice. I'm not looking at the chat. I can't see it.
It says the giveaway when we're ready. So
Tamaranth.
there it is.
woo,
Congratulations.
Yes. Thomas will reach out to you excuse me, to ensure that it is sent off to you in a reasonable fashion. You know, hopefully we don't have another massive shipping container get stuck in a canal anywhere. Haha, boba shortage. Anyway, congratulations, Tamaranth, and thank you to the raiders who I don't
Yeah.
have a name for. Who is it?
The
That
raid.
was Fabled 42.
Fabled 42. Thank you for joining us. And thank you for our regular viewers for sticking with us up to this break. We are going to take it right now. So get that drink. And a little announcement for Fabled 42. They are doing a 24-hour charity stream on the 12th of June.
Nice.
Very cool.
Sweet.
Check
Cool.
them out. Fabled 42. Get that on your calendars. June 12th, 24-hour charity stream. All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining us. We're going to take a break and we will catch you after it is done. Bye. aliens.
No, you have to do the hand gesture right. It's aliens.
Alien.
Or in this case, mermaids.
Welcome back, y'all.
Hi.
Macaroni and cheese. Anyway.
Tasty.
Yeah.
Breakfast of champions.
Meal of champions.
You're extra champion if you're doing it for breakfast. That's my religion, at least.
Well, and who am I to argue with a man's religion?
Mm-hmm. Man of the cheese. All right. So we're back. And as you all sit down with Fibblestib and Dabbledob, them finding themselves on work stools, it seems that perch is their most comfortable. They do have a couple chairs for larger guests, but a few of you either have to choose to sit on the ground or take a very tiny stool.
Yeah, I'll sit on the ground. I just sit my little yoga and I'll be good.
And as you all sip this tea, it's earthy tones. Knowing the fauna of this, or flora, excuse me, the flora of this place, likely mushroom.
What?
How does it taste compared to Tim's dinner that he prepared for us?
It has a lot of earthy tones, slight flavoring of what appears to be like an orange in there. It's close to an Earl Grey tea, very robust in its flavoring.
So pretty close to what I made is what you're saying.
Yours had flavor of burn.
Caramelization
Oh, okay.
and char.
And char.
Ah,
That's the real.
yes, that's well.
Yes, I gotta have some char on my steak. Oh, do you mean the burnt bits?
Ugh.
Yeah, as they sip the tea, you all sip the tea, and they're like, does anyone want any honey? I know it's a bit strong, but
This is actually quite good, thank you. Kitty.
That cat faced out of nowhere.
My very own Quokka.
Yes, indeed.
Yay.
But yeah, I'll let the mood settle a bit as we're drinking tea. So we have been traveling quite a bit since the last time that we saw you.
yes, this boy is able to fly.
Oh, is that how you got him down?
Not quite flying, but
Yeah, close enough. I'll wait until he's not drinking, and I'll make sure that Dabbledob isn't drinking either before saying we are just returning from Irithimble.
And you see like the color wash out of both of their faces.
Mm-hmm.
And why?
I'll look over at Jack and Soliana.
Excellent tea, by the way.
Some studies on the effects of spell plague in underground areas.
Is it okay if I talk with him? I have a lot of questions.
Why would I stop you?
Okay.
However, if their eyes start glazing over, you stop.
That tends to be the trend. So, spell plague, like, did it just erupt out of nowhere? Like, what were the effects? And you just watch as Soliana starts to go, and not a glaze of the eyes, but both of them kind of retreat back into their minds.
Okay, when I see that starting to happen, I just like reach over and put a hand over Soliana's mouth. Some memories are very difficult, and I think you're digging way too hard.
Sorry. Takes a seat, grabs teacup. I'm not one to normally call people stupid, but that's incredibly stupid.
Yeah,
fact-
in retrospect, it really was.
The fact that we made it out alive is something of a miracle. And I'll actually reach into my pouch and pull out the picture that I found of him and Dabbledob.
And you see him grab it.
I thought you might want to have that.
And you see Dabbledob also peer over his shoulder, and they're looking at it. Oh, certainly time, wasn't it?
That wasn't all the memories that came up.
You see them place the picture down.
Yeah.
That sounds a bit ominous.
Yes, I'm sorry to tell you about it, but we did also meet up with Felori. Factori. Why do I say Felori? Factori. Thank you.
Oh,
I think Burn not remembering her name.
Yeah, I love. That's what I thought you were doing on purpose. We met, phenomenal.
Felori.
Fliblin.
Blah, blah.
how is she? She hasn't stopped by since she left. And I know she's not exactly welcome back here, but you know, if is she okay?
Well, Ink was going to turn to his brother. She pretty much, well, because Darjan was there too. It's like, well,
Yes.
Factori may have done a number on a few of us, including attacking and almost killing my brother.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
They were wearing these awful spidery robot legs and they were blowing things up.
Well, yeah, that's the girl. That's what the Gnomon god wear. And I know she took them, but our little girl didn't want to, you know, just blow people up. And you know, I mean, like the smuggling thing was a little bit bad, and you know, I mean, it was
And bringing in the mimic and setting it loose in here to eat people. Remember that part?
Hmm.
yes, I do remember that part. But
Yes. And they were not happy to see us at all. And we got into a big fight.
okay, people when they fight, I mean, we're dancing around the issue. How is she?
She's dead. I'm sorry. I'm seeing Darshan's like, I'm sorry. She almost killed my brother. She almost killed me. She was attacking Darjan.
And
Very violently and aggressively. We had to
Yes.
do what had to be done.
and I know that you have a past with but Factori I couldn't help it. I had to. I do have
Wait, did you all tell us the story when we met back up, like of what happened?
I thought we did.
I think a few things were like, I don't think we heard everything that happened, but we heard, you know, Factori was there, tried to kill us. And she died instead. I think we heard the basics.
What happened was she tried to escape. I mangled the robot legs so she couldn't go. But then she pulled a ripcord and blew herself up.
And you watch as at the mention of Thimble, their skin went pretty pale. They're sheet white at
And
this moment.
I didn't want to have to be the one to bring the news to you or tell you anything, but I do have something of hers to give to you. I'm going to give them the pouch.
And you pass it over, and they just kind of stare at it. Fiddlestib doesn't make a move, and then Dabbledob, you just see her place her hand out You place it in. What is in it?
I didn't look. When we said we were going to come over here, I decided I would give it to you.
And at that, Dabbledob just places it on the workbench and opens it up. And I would say Tim most readily knows or sees, but everyone else, having had gone through it, as it opens, there is a slight blue teal tint that illuminates from within, and Dabbledob's eyes go wide.
Yeah, Isolde's eyes go wide as well, just like, oh no.
And you watch as she reaches her hand in and pulls out a vial, and dancing inside is Spellplague.
They were messing with bad stuff.
Dabbledob slowly puts it back in the bag, looks inside and has a furrow of the brow and reaches for another thing, slip of paper, pulls it out. Yeah, DJ, you're close enough to see. You see Dabbledob and Fibblestib, pretty close as they are now, and a young red-headed gnome smiling. You start to see tears run down her face. At which point Fibblestib just kind of gets up and starts to walk out.
I won't make a move to stop him. I have an idea of how badly this hurts.
I think it would be best if you all left, please.
Understand, and I'm sorry. So I get up.
Yeah. And as we're leaving, I'll carefully pull out the sword that I found in their Irithimble workshop and just leave it sitting on something. It's not mine to have.
Yeah. And as you lay that down, go ahead and roll sleight of hand, Inqua. Okay. You walk by the workshop bench, and you all leave.
Should we be leaving that vial here of all places? You know, further in, it's saturated with wild magic.
Do you want to be the one to try to take that away from them?
I don't think they'd want it here. That should get tossed back in that hole.
Let them do it.
They won't. They won't go back there. Just mentioning that place. That's the look I've seen on soldiers' faces when you mention a place where a great battle took place. That is trauma incarnate for them. And to add another, it's where their daughter died.
I'm just saying that we might be completing Factora's work if we leave that here. If she wanted to take them out, opening that thing further in, that would do it.
They know that though. They were there when when all of that happened. They have a more intimate knowledge of spell plague than any of us. If you think it's important, then we'll do it. But consider very carefully.
I just thought it was important they have something that we brought back from her. That's all.
Oh, they had the photo. Tim, let's keep moving.
Okay.
All right. I do think that it's important to at least send a message to the queens and tell them that the issue has been handled.
How do we do that?
Because they deserve to know.
How do we do that?
We can tell the guards on the way out.
Write a note, give it to one of the guards,
Good call.
and sign it, the Argent sword. Maybe they'll work out it's us.
Well, they won't know that that's us. We didn't take that name until a good while later.
Maybe they'll work out it's us.
Yeah.
And if not, does it matter? The issue's been handled.
Oh, I know. And Winley will spray with some of her perfume because she gave the queens.
That's
She gave
true.
that one
True.
queen.
That's true. That's true.
Oh my goodness, trying to pull all of these memories from eons ago, it feels like.
Yeah, at this point, almost half a year.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, we'll make our way back toward the entrance and write a note and give it to one of the guards and say this needs to be delivered to your queens.
Reads it over. And you see a serious nod from Ula. We'll take care of it.
Thank you.
Yeah, safe travels.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Winley will say thanks in Gnomish
Mm-hmm.
just to remind them.
And you remind them, and you see Pog go a little bit.
Whoops.
But
Wait, I'm sad we didn't run into the gnome that Darjan totally kissed before we left.
Oh, that's right.
Right.
Should we stop by the cooking
The
area?
pantry, yeah, should we shop? Maybe I could get some things for the road.
you gonna go back?
We've already left. Unless Darjan wants to.
I was just joking.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
the trademark of the horny bard is that you don't go back to places.
Exactly.
Then they'll remember you and want to spend time with you.
Roll on
Yeah.
They have the memory. That's sweet enough.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, reconvene everyone back at the wagon. Do the mental head count to make sure that no one snuck off in the middle of there, because I do not trust Jack.
I'm right here. Oh, I'm being an Australian right there. Right here, okay? I'm here, okay? I was a bit of a sour mood that I didn't want to, intrude upon.
That might be one of the smartest things you've ever said.
Huh.
Wait, yeah. We also didn't see Carabim.
James, you know what you have to do.
Is Carabim the one that we shot?
Yep.
We did not. Well, yes.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, no, you didn't. It was totally Factore.
Yeah. Bad news.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
I'm very proud of you. Well, not. Yeah, now we're in front of people. I'm very proud of you. You didn't eat anyone when you were inside there. Good job. And I will say that in front of everybody.
He's about to take off one of your fingers, man.
About to say.
Good job,
Awesome.
little buddy.
Cool.
Good job.
Right.
Little
And I'll look up at the sky. We're burning daylight. Let's make our
Yes.
way towards Leilon.
Yeah.
I think that grief is going to take a while to burn off from here.
But you ride on towards Leilon due to the fact that you had to you're on a cart. By the time sunset hits, you hit that well-traveled dirt path leading from the high road that takes you westward to the coastal burgeoning merchant town of Leilon. You can see it just a little bit over the ridge as you ride in, having to go again northward or southward. Do you want to do north or south entrance this time?
Probably what everyone is like closest to, like quicker to get to, because we're just pretty tired.
And also which one's close to the sunset horizon, because yes, we are staying there again.
We're gonna
We have the money and we can probably strong arm Jack into paying for a night.
Okay. So to the southern entrance you head, avoiding the more agricultural sector on the north side. You flip on to the south side and immediately are met with basically Old Town of Leilon as you pass through, and immediately as you go further in and slightly eastward, the newer portions of the town, the two-story buildings with colorful roofed houses and buildings. Eventually you make your way through and see that almost home-like structure of the white cylinder building in this large open plaza. Greets you once more, the sunset horizon, orange awnings appearing over the balconies of the second floor rooms.
How's the damage in the town as we're walking? Is it remedied from the attacks from before?
No. It's only been a few days.
Okay.
Compared. But they are making efforts to start working on it. Old Town definitely took the bigger hit. But you do see the repairs being made.
When we get to the doors of this place, I want to sing my song that I sang when I first got here, which was, I started singing, walking in the door going, Leilon, knock me to my knees, Leilon. I'm digging on the breeze, Leilon. Won't you please ease my tired soul? Yes, my Leilon.
A couple of the patrons who are on the ground floor of the dining area just see this entrance, and after listening to your song, give a couple claps. Jack pushes through. It's like, okay, I'm home. Drink. You know what? And then you watch as he walks upstairs to the first room, opens the door, and closes the door.
Yeah, that's fair. We'll go and talk to, was his name Gregory?
Oh God, yeah, Gregory.
I'm so glad I remembered that.
Right.
Go talk to him and get rooms, see if there's any accommodations.
Yes, and don't worry, Jennifer will there to assist. Do you have any bags that you would like her to take?
I think we just have what's on us for the most part.
Very
Few things, but yeah.
Very good. Oh yes, and Darjan, yes.
Yes.
We have someone left a package for you.
Oh,
Yes.
all right.
At which point you watch as the hands go below and then come up with a small box about, actually pretty small, about 2 inches by 2 inches.
Oh, Well,
I very carefully take about 3 steps back because if someone's leaving something for Darjan, it might explode.
yes, well, it's my personality.
Yes, I would leave explosive things for you.
People tend to explode when they're near me. So yes, well, thank you, and I will flip them a coin, of course.
Ah.
A nice one.
Thank you.
Yes.
Would you like your rooms of 6 and 8? 7 did open up. Those couples did leave.
Ooh. So we can have 6, 7, and 8. I think that would accommodate all of us. And I look at Soliana and everybody, and
So Liana can deal with her own accommodations.
Yeah, they're not staying with us.
all right.
Well, Haldir can stay with me. I mean, I can take one of the rooms if you wanted to.
All right, if you want the middle room, and
Sure.
all right.
Yes, sure. And Soliana's like, oh, yeah. Looks around at the furnishings. I could spend one night. One night's fine. Yeah. Treat myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Walks over and like puts down a gold, and then the Gregory's like, oh. Puts down a second gold. Slides, grabs it. It's like, so this is expensive.
Yes, that's why Jack stays here.
Yeah.
But one thing you will learn if you continue adventuring is sometimes it is worthwhile to find places where you can only spend a few coppers to sleep. And then there are times when it is worthwhile to enjoy the good beds.
Good beds.
Excellent beds. No.
Oh my God! All this bed talk.
No.
Okay. Well, I will see. Yeah. Did you want 6 and 7, 7 and 8? Like, I'll work with you all, or
Tim, you still cool?
Are we
hanging?
getting one extra room this time? Like, because
Yeah, but we're gonna find out.
Well, if his brother's staying, do we have enough?
Yeah.
Well, if we have, if you and I stay in a room, and Isolt and Laura and Winley stay in a
Winley.
room, and then
We also-
Inqua and Haldir stay in a room.
Well, we
then-
also don't have Hannibin and what's her face,
Right,
so we
right.
have more space than we did.
yeah.
So we can be
Oh,
through a
true.
room.
True. Yeah, the suite that Isolt and Winley had would have like an extra room available.
the
Yeah.
conjoining room between. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, you can figure out who wants to bed down where. We're not particular. Just, she snores.
Okay. I'll-
You do.
But in a melodious way, right?
Sure.
Okay.
A dwarvish melodious way, sure.
So that's why we're getting 6, 7, and 8. We have enough room.
We have plenty of room.
But you all find your way into rooms, distributing as you do. Isolt and Winley, Tim and Darjan, Inqua and Haldir, and Soliana paying for a room all for herself. Damn girl.
Good for her. She can enjoy that luxury elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll doff armor, get cleaned up, go down and get food and a drink.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You find your way down. What does the other folks do?
I'm gonna do about
Yeah, Winley will
Oh yeah.
get cleaned up, but she'll want to join Isolt for a drink.
this, but I'm gonna pass on the drink. I'd like to, if Inqua doesn't mind, I'd like to take another shot at it.
Ooh, love is in the air.
I'll take my shower and go downstairs. You guys do what you got to do.
Fun. have some boy time.
It's brew time.
Brew time.
It's bro time.
Yeah, and then that can Haldir watch? In that time, he'll probably have told Haldir about what's happening. But I do want like my bro in there as well, because like maybe.
I love how you just snuck that in there.
You like that? And then I just kept going.
Yeah, that was great.
But because I will have filled in Haldir on what's happened, because then he already knew, but not remembering and then mentioning Bessie and that whole thing. And so I feel like he might have some insight on it as well. So yeah, but wants to join the crew downstairs, the Argent sword downstairs as well. But if Tim wants to take a crack, let's take that crack, man.
Well, he'll do that after cleaning up and having dinner and having.
Oh, okay. Then
He's
yeah,
waiting for him. This is later on when he's like, okay, I've had some time to.
Decompress.
All that stuff is behind us.
I was gonna say, so while we're all drinking downstairs, you guys can,
No. They're gonna come and have dinner and some drinks with us. They need to decompress too.
all right.
Even if Tim isn't drinking, he can come and hang out with us.
True.
Have a virgin margarita.
Is Tim worried about Zone of Truth again?
To be fair.
I don't think he knows that you did that.
no, you knew.
Right.
Oh, no,
Well, I mean, you were pretty drunk, so
Oh,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
He
I
just
think.
started talking.
As you all eat and drink, at one point in the evening, Jenith does come over and kind of steps over to you, Inkwa, and just kind of whispers in your ear. It's like, just so you know, the Sunset Horizon normally doesn't allow pets inside.
are you talking about my stuffed?
His service animal? Are you talking about his service quokka?
You know, I was able to, as he scribbles down a certificate of authenticity really quick. I did find and bring this from home. I got it online for $4.99.
God.
No, that's no. Actually, I'll let Winley say that and just kind of go. I don't.
Yeah. Winley. Oh, hold on. I'll go get our documentation from our Inkwa's doctor. Show him the hands.
If Winley says that, Inkwa's gonna turn a deep shade of red and be like,
But so Winley will quickly go upstairs, and because she has the false identity feature, she's able to forge documents pretty easily.
Hey.
Yeah. Roll D20 and add your deception modifier.
Okay. Ooh, that would be
I like
a 22.
22. After a few moments, Willie comes back. Comes back with a pretty nice, thick sheet of paper, and presents it to Jenith. And it is the ones who are able to catch a glimpse, just like well calligraphied, and basically states out as like, Inkwa must have this service animal at all times due to adventuring
That's adorable.
adventuring problems.
You know?
Happens to the best of us.
And Winley makes a mental note to go buy Mimi one of those cute service animal vests.
Oh, yay.
I want someone to draw this. A quokka in
Yeah.
a service animal vest. I want this so badly.
But real players saying don't fake service animals.
I
boys and
agree
girls,
because it is
and
very
everyone else.
Agreed.
Seconded, thirded, written in stone. Don't pull that bullshit.
Agreed.
Yeah. Because it is a real thing. It is a real thing.
Yes.
And it
But Winley,
makes it much harder for real service animals because
Uh-huh.
those service animals are not trained and they're anyway.
Yep.
Right. No,
And
agreed.
I think a quokka would make an amazing service animal. Like,
It-
how could you not?
Definitely a good emotional
anxiety?
support
Oh,
animal.
absolutely.
yes.
Yeah, that
But-
it would totally help me with depression.
Mhm.
Just be like, I can snuggle you and you smile at me.
Yes.
But yes, you hand this off to Jeneth, who's like, oh, I did not realize. Apologies. Passes off the certificate back to you. Well, enjoy the rest of the evening, and should you need anything, I'm here.
Appreciate it. Thank you. And sorry for the confusion. We should have shown you the documentation beforehand to prevent problems.
No worries. And you watch as Jeneth leaves.
Thank you, Winley. That was very fast thinking.
Oh, well, I don't know. Nothing that like a good meal and a stiff drink can't help with.
Hmm.
Cheers to that, my dear. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
And you all take drinks, finish up your meals, and head back upstairs. Tim, I'm assuming you're going to go for another attempt.
I am going to make it clear that I am in no way actually qualified to do this. But
It's fine.
All right. Arcana check, please.
oof, 8.
8.
Maybe it's in there.
Yeah, it's hard to get a sense for it. Yeah.
So, I mean, with that in mind, I think my best bet is to try and go for the head. If it's somewhere, it's in the head. Should I make any sort of roll for trying to draw it out, or is this just is Tim just wasting time?
I really wish Widley was in the room. She wouldn't be there.
I want
Oh,
the
dear,
stand fan.
interjects a bit. It's like, Tim, what are you?
No, I think he knows what he's doing. Oh dear, I think we're okay. I think Tim, you know what you do. Actually, if he is gripping my head and I'm looking into his eyes, how do his eyes look?
His
how do
eyes.
his eyes look? Yeah, how do they look?
When you look into his eyes, yeah, they are. The flares are there, like
Is it
actually present.
Is it worse than before?
Oh yeah.
Tim, maybe you should stop. Tim, maybe you should stop. Okay. Well.
Yeah, do you want me to make another roll and try, or is it just for drawing it, or is it just like?
Yeah, it's hard to do
Okay.
at the moment.
Okay. No, never mind. You're right.
So, are you done with whatever you're trying to do?
Yeah. I have to go get that book back at the bookstore on Arcana. Maybe if I read that, it'll give me some pointers.
Well, I mean, how is this affecting you every time that you try and draw this out? I really do feel I'm okay. I think it's just maybe I'll forget a thing or two and I won't be able to slice as finely as before, but
I mean, did you see what I saw during that fight? When I went to attack Cryovane, I was surrounded by the ghosts of that city. And then I think at one point Isolt turned into a floating eye. And that's when I fell off the roof. Did that happen?
Inqua, I'm assuming, James, I did not see any of that because I was over.
You did not see the ghost part, and unfortunately, the floating eye was on the opposite side of the building.
Inqua's going to be going. But he did see Assault shield up the body at one point. I think I remember. Like, didn't you have the
did see
metallic
that.
sheet?
You saw Haldir do the same thing. You saw Assault disappear. You had tentacle arms.
Yeah. How could I forget? I didn't see that, Tim, but I wouldn't surprise me in the least of what was happening where we were.
If it actually happened, then I think I'm fine.
Oh.
Although I think I had a severe lapse of judgment. I don't know if that's related or not.
You were reacting with your heart, I feel, instead of, you're a very smart guy, but instead of your mind, I think you were reacting with your gut, which is, again, understandable in those situations.
Well, I think a lot of us, yourself included, are a bit worse off because of it. If you don't mind, I'd like to try again sometime, but I think I'll go look for that book or something to try to do it right.
Don't beat yourself up on this. We all have a common goal at the moment, which is to rid this plane of Cryoving. It just may have happened a little more abruptly than we thought.
Okay. Well, you two have a good night. I need to get some rest.
All right. Have a good night. I'm assuming we're in our room because So bring Tim to the door and just send him on his way.
As you do, Tim, you walk the
walk of shame.
Walk of shame back to your room. Just hear a little bit of a Well, it was nice to try, really. It's admirable.
I don't take it you have any pointers?
That was the first time I saw any of it, love. I'm not assuming. I know it was well after my time. I mean, I know I look young, but quite old.
Well, just have to keep at it till I figure out a way.
Certainly. I mean, you've got a good 6 years left. Humans, very tiny lifespan. And unless you curse a sword even shorter than I. Use it well. The voice leaves your head. Anything else anyone would like to do? Just Tim, you make your way to your room.
Yeah, I'm mostly just staying in my room to avoid crossing paths with Soliana because I'm like, we're almost done. This is almost over. She's in my past and she can fucking stay there.
Wendy, anything you'd like to do?
No, I think she's just gonna, if we're all wrapped up downstairs, she'll probably just enjoy being in the comfortable bed again.
Mm-hmm. Hot water for bathing, good stuff.
Well, maybe she'll write a letter to Khalid. I don't know. I don't remember if they actually had a way of getting in contact with each other, but even if she isn't able to send it, she'll still write him a letter about the latest adventure for whenever she has a chance to send it to him.
Mm-hmm. Roll me a persuasion check.
Okay.
Ooh, that would be a 19.
Mm-hmm. You write this letter. Where do you write this letter? Downstairs in your room?
No, back in the room.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
Yeah, she would want to do it like privacy. It would almost act like a journaling exercise for her too, but like kind of written to Khalid.
Okay. Cool. Darjan, anything you'd like to do?
Raid. Pew, 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 pew.
Ah, Raid! Hello, who's it from?
The Adventure Archive with 16 viewers. Hi. Woo!
Hello, welcome. We're just our adventurers are winding down for the evening.
Welcome to the chaos.
Yeah, real calm chaos as we're drifting off into bedtime. But yeah, Darjan, is there anything you'd like to do?
Oh man, is there anybody downstairs? I was gonna sing for them, but
Just gonna put on a solo performance.
yeah,
Why
not?
There's a couple people. One person at the bar. Gregory has changed over the night management to Janet at the moment. And there are a couple, it looks like a couple who are seated at one of the dining tables that are just chatting. So 4 people at the moment.
So it's a very small. Also, it's like. So I would sing, sing for them. It's like, don't you fret about me. Don't you fret about me. Will you ride around me? Look my way, never love me. Rain keeps falling, tears keep falling. I'm just feeling so sad. Down. And this is coming from all that stuff with fibble, dibble, stabble, dob. and, and how she feels horrible about it. So she's just singing these sad songs for the people who are there because it's a small crowd and she's getting it out,
Yeah. You get it out and roll a performance check for me real quick.
Okay, numbers up here. Ooh. 23.
23. Oh, Jesus. So they've been riding with you this whole time. They listen to the songs you sing, and when you finish, not really caring what is happening in front of you, you see quite a few tears. And some claps at the end. Not like not those verbose claps of people are like, woo, yeah. It's like it's genuine gratitude. No, not Shia LaBeouf and the Rob Kent song.
Not a golf clap.
Oh yeah, shoot. Oh, do you head back to your room?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And as you go up the stairs, you watch as the door 1, Jack's room, seems to be closing as you make your way up the stairs.
I wonder if he heard that.
And you make your way back to your room. All right. Well, night finds you all. Night finds you all the luxurious beds of the down feathers within the Sunset Horizons sleeping arrangements brings you all very comfortable sleep. You only left these beds a couple days ago, but
Feels like an eternity.
Yes.
Mhm. But you all get a long rest. Morning greets you once more to start another day. And that's where we're going to end tonight. Yeah, no cliffhangers. Wow.
Wow.
What the? Who are you? Who are you? What have you done with James? Give him back.
Well, Darjan didn't open the box, so
I thought I know it's like something. There's something there.
Mhm.
I thought about it, but I was like, there was so much other stuff going on. I was thinking,
Yeah, no, I was like, I want to be a long way away when you open that box because
yeah.
I mean,
We'll see what happens. What's in the box? What's in the box?
that's
morning
fair.
time, morning time.
Morning time. All right, friends. Well, we'll see what happens. We're getting into the last, at this point, maximum last 5 episodes.
Mm.
I know.
I know.
That's crazy.
Yeah. We've almost been at this for a year, y'all.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
Wow,
for me.
wow,
Oh,
wow, wow. It feels
Wow.
like
Wait,
a
when
day.
was our first episode?
Sometime in August.
Who remembers?
Dang.
Well, what episode number is this? Because I don't remember.
35.
Wow. Yeah.
Good 8 shot. Good 8 shot.
Yeah.
And honestly, like I'll save some of this for the patrons in the after show, but I'm really glad that we were able to keep all the 6 of us together
Yeah.
through all of this, because I know that time, especially for working actors, is so fucking hard to coordinate, and the fact that we've kept this is just phenomenal, and I'm
That's really
pleased.
cool.
Yeah. Yay.
Yay.
Well, thanks,
Well,
everybody.
friends, thank you all so much for joining us. And I know Tiana mentioned the after show. You can catch all of that on our Patreon. We just kind of, debrief about the episode, talk about what happens. And yeah, anyway. Thank you all so much for joining us. We'll be back next Monday. Catch us this Saturday where we have a double showing of Rime of the Frost Maiden at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and Down Darker Trails, a Call of Cthulhu adventure Western at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We'll catch you back here at Mondays, 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Pacific.
Wait, what are you doing with our time schedule?
7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time is when we'll have the next Dragon of Icespire Peak. But until then, folks, stay safe, stay healthy. I mean, California is
We're so close. We're
really
so
ripping through those
close.
vaccines. It's great stuff. But yeah, we'll catch you all at next week. Bye bye.